You always knew your kitty was a cool cat, but as the cold weather creeps in, it's time to get serious. While we might enjoy the brisk air and frosty windows, your cat could be facing a real risk. Colder weather isn't just uncomfortable for cats, it can be dangerous. How do you make sure your furry friend doesn't become a fur-rosen feline? This isn't something you can afford to ignore. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how cold is too cold, how to spot the warning signs of a cat in distress, and the crucial steps to keep them warm and safe. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and join our community of feline lovers, and hit that bell to make sure you never miss vital tips on keeping your cat healthy and protected. How cold is too cold? Like humans, cats evolved in a hot, arid environment. Unlike humans, they never really got over it. According to our cats, nothing has changed since ancient Egypt, and the lack of a warm desert sun is just as annoying to them as our strange refusal to worship them anymore. You've probably noticed that cats can be little heat-seeking missiles, finding the warmest place in the home. Whether that's next to the radiator, on top of the fish tank, or just the biggest patch of sun, and settling down for a snooze. Of course, different breeds of cat are adapted to different temperatures. The hairless Sphinx cat, for example, is never going to do as well in the cold as the mighty Maine Coons, who along with a thick coat are blessed with hairs in between their toes to help them walk on snow, and extra long tails that can be sat on to keep their butts from freezing, or wrapped around their bodies while they sleep like a big hairy scarf. In general, however, cats prefer slightly warmer temperatures than us humans. When people talk about room temperature, the temperature that the average human finds most comfortable, they're generally talking about 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. A cat, on the other hand, is usually not going to be comfy unless the room is at least 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius. Quite a difference. The 5 signs of a cold cat. Number 1. The classic cat sleeping pose, curled up in a cute little ball, has a more practical side to it than you might expect. Curling up ensures that your cat exposes as little of their body as possible the cold air. It also allows them to shield their face, ears, paws, and tummy. Usually the parts of the body that feel the cold most. Plus, the more tightly curled up a cat is, the less space they take up, and the easier it is for them to shove themselves into small, warm spaces. Number 2. A cat's tendency to lose heat through their paws and ears means that these parts of their body can act as useful thermometers if you're not sure whether your cat is getting too cold. If you touch their ears or feet and they feel like ice, then that's a sign that the rest of your cat's body is probably about to start feeling the chill as well. Number 3. What's that? Is it your cat or is it just a walking ball of floof? A lot of cat breeds will grow thicker coats during the winter months, but that's not the only reason that your fur baby might look fluffier as the cold sets in. Cats have the ability to fluff up their fur when they want to. You've probably heard about them doing this when they're scared or angry, puffing themselves up to make themselves look bigger and more scary. But cats will also fluff up their fur if they're extremely cold, so as to try and warm themselves up. Number 4. Speaking of fur, is it just you, or is your cat's coat getting darker? As well as being fluffier, a cat's winter coat will also often be slightly darker than their summer one. This is because dark colors absorb more light and therefore heat than lighter ones. A darker coat therefore keeps your kitty warmer. This is especially noticeable if your cat happens to be acromelanistic or pointed. Pointed cats are those cats that have light-colored bodies and darker-colored faces, ears, feet, and tails. Siamese cats are an example of an acromelanistic breed. This is caused by the presence of a gene that makes a cat's fur darken in response to cold temperature. When they're born, these cats will be pure white because the womb is very warm. After a few weeks, however, the parts of their body that lose heat the fastest will darken, while their torso stays white. For pointed cats who live in colder climates, however, the white parts of their bodies will often darken during the winter in response to the cold weather. Number 5. Is your kitty being extra cuddly at the moment? No, it's not about trying to sneak in some extra good behavior before Santa comes to call. Snuggling up to you allows your cat to share your body heat. You're especially likely to notice them coming up to snooze on your lap whenever you sit down for more than a minute. Your fur baby's body is going to be expending more energy in the cold weather so as to keep their own body heat as high as possible. This means that they're likely to be kind of lethargic, leading to lots of cute, sleepy cuddles. 5 ways to get your kitty feline warm again. Number 1. The first thing that you should do when you're trying to warm up your cat is ensure that they have a nice, comfortable bed. They might already have a cat bed, but while the weather's cool, it's a good idea to move it somewhere warmer, like next to the radiator. You also may want to consider setting them up an alternative bed somewhere high up. Not only do cats often prefer to sleep up high, but being high off the ground also means that they're out of the way of any cold drafts that might otherwise disturb their sleep. Number 2. If you've ever tried to put an outfit on your cat, and who hasn't been at least tempted by those cute little cat clothes, then you'll know that they don't tend to enjoy it much. If you've always wanted to play dress up with your fur baby, then the cool weather might be your chance to do it without feeling any guilt. Short-haired cats, and especially hairless cats, might benefit from a special warm weather outfit. Cute little costumes are still out, unfortunately, as they don't tend to be very warm or very comfortable. But you can buy special coats that are designed to keep your fur baby toasty warm. Number 3. Of course, as humans, we have access to a lot of ways to stay warm that our cats don't have. While we wait for our feline friends to hurry up and invent the hot water bottle, you can help them stay warm by providing them with heated beds, toys, or blankets. If you happen to have an electric blanket for yourself then, although your cat should never be left unsupervised with it, you might find that you get some extra cuddles when you're lying under it. Number 4. Getting up and running around is probably the last thing you want to do when you wake up on a cold winter day, but it can be a great thing for you and your cat. High-energy activities, like chasing a feather wand, can help your cat's body warm up. If you're running around being chased, meanwhile, then you might notice yourself getting warmer as well. Number 5. If you can't force yourself to get out of bed, however, then that doesn't mean that you can't help your fur baby with the cold. Cuddling with you in your bed is one of the best ways for your cat to stay warm. Not only because they have access to your nice warm duvet, but also because they get to share your body heat. Like with the exercise, this is a good thing for you as well. Just as you can warm your cat with your body heat, a cat in the bed can act like a big hairy hot water bottle. Kind of a cat pro quo arrangement. Did you know that if you start ignoring your cat, something really shocking will happen? Check out this video to find out why you should start ignoring your cat as soon as possible.